In this part, we will learn about our earnings on the website and how to fill out our tax form. We go to earning here, and the first thing is the earning summary. This shows us our earnings on the site, starting with payments. From here, if you are a contributor or have been selling for years or months, you can select the month you want and choose the year. But since the account is new and we haven't worked on it, there isn't another year available. We will only be working on it for 2025. After you select the year or month, it will show you the day here and display the earnings owners in this section. If there are a lot of earnings, or generally, or if there are no earnings at all, it will show you a dash or a mark indicating that you haven't made any sales on that day. This section, buy, 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 buy. This continuous repetition serves to emphasize the sheer quantity of something. Some people subscribe monthly. There are people, for example, who come in and buy, say, 3 or 4 photos only. I mean, just a small number. And there are others who buy a large number all at once in a single day. Some people, for example, come in and buy photos with a specific license. You might find some photos, for example, for $10 or $20, and other photos you might find for just 10 cents. So for a very small amount, less than a quarter of a dollar for a single photo, and that's what most people who buy do. The reason is, for example, it depends on their subscription to the site they're buying from, whether they have an annual or monthly subscription and are coming in to buy photos. Like if it's just a single photo and then that's it, they don't need anything else. Does the person buying, for example, need these photos to use in a film, a book, or a magazine? That, of course, makes a difference. The higher price because the permissions or rights to use it are greater. The rights to the photo are bigger, yes. Is he going to use it for something personal he has or for something public? So, of course, if it's for something personal, he pays much less than if he wants to use it for something public. So you'll find every type of profit here, like, for example, subscriptions. These are the people who have a subscription to the site and people who have a certain permission. For example, they access it to buy a photo to use in a film that everyone will see, which is different from personal use. So you'll find them divided here. Adjustments, this part means, for example, you found your earnings were $10 on the site. Suddenly you find it's $9. So how did that $1 decrease? Some people use fake or invalid accounts and they go and buy from the site. So after the site discovers the fraud after the purchase, this happens, the money gets refunded. So for example, let's say you reach $10. So you find that it's 9, not 10, because that dollar was deducted since the purchase was made through a fraudulent method or with an invalid credit card. So you'll find this section specifically about this issue. You'll see the name and appearance of the design. And its price is shown, or you'll see it in the history, of course, because your earnings have already been deducted based on the design. This is something else, referrals. If, for example, you want to take your page's link and someone signs up through your page, you earn profits from that, but the profits are very minimal. So the profits are from 100%. For example, if there are buyers, some people actually do this. They just copy this link, take the copy, and run ads on the internet for it, for example. If someone wants to buy from 10 stock through their link, they get a 20% commission, just as it's shown on the website. And you find the profits. All of that is here for you. It's available here in these sections. In the product, it will ask you for the date of your profits, and it will show you, for example, in a certain month, we sent you this amount in profits. The exact amount of your profits and the method of receiving them, whether it's Payoneer, PayPal, or bank check. But of course, as we said, when it reaches $500, you can receive the bank check. But of course, since the account is new, there's nothing here yet because we haven't uploaded any images and there are no profits yet. So of course it's empty, but generally you'll find it like a window. It divides it by month. And for example, it writes for you in January. For example, you wrote that there was $100 and we sent them through Payoneer. And for example, a $3 fee was deducted. So you received $97. So you find a breakdown of your payment dates or your payments here. Now let's move on to an important part, which is related to taxes. You'll find it under earning here and the tax center section. This is very important on all the sites we'll be dealing with, because unless you fill out your tax form, the site will never send you your earnings. So on Shutterstock, you absolutely must complete your tax form so they can send you your on a site like FreePick, for example, and we'll learn about that together, God willing. If you don't fill out your tax form, they'll deduct 30% of your earnings. And that's a big percentage. Almost a third of your earnings will be taken. So it's better for you, of course, to fill out the tax form on every site. And we'll learn how to do that together. First on Shutterstock, as we can see, after clicking on Earnings and Tax Center, we enter here. The first question it asks you is, are you an American citizen? So you answer no. Of course, if you are an American citizen, you say yes. So you say, no, I am not an American citizen. And then it asks whether this is a personal account or a company. If you are a freelancer, photographer, or designer working on your own, you select that. Or if you are a company, sometimes there are companies that only do design and upload to these sites, and they make good profits because they have a complete team. So in most cases, like for us in this video, you are just a designer or photographer and you click submit. Then we move on to this page where it confirms that you are not an American citizen, so you just confirm that. Of course, that's how it goes. This is based on the previous suggestion and the tax form. This is very well known. This is what we all use on all the websites, which is the W8BEN form. This is the form for us, for people who are not American citizens and who work as individuals, not as companies. So you'll find that this form is the standard in all situations. The first thing you write here, of course, is your name. Then the country or city, the country that you are from. This is your address. And here you tell them, is the address you registered the same one we should send anything to, if needed, for example, a mail? So you say yes. So of course, all of this, whether the name or the country, we've already registered before. You choose the country from here, and the addresses are fixed and already selected by us before. This is if you are an American citizen. You choose countries. These things, but of course, numbers 5, 6, and 7, we usually don't use them because we're not residing in America. So we don't check them or use them at all. So you just leave them as they are. Number 5, number 6, and 7. If you're not an American citizen, you just leave them, the American citizen. Of course, they know which one to select, and they write their tax number. But for us, since we have nothing to do with this, generally we won't use them. We'll just leave 5, 6, and 7 empty. All right. Number 8 is your date of birth. Your date of birth means you write it starting with the month, date, and year. For example, if you were born in April, don't just write 4. And if you were born in August, for example, like that. So let's say, for example, the year 2000. You don't write it like this, no. If it's 8, for example, you write a 0 before it. And 4, you write a 0 before it. But of course, if you were born in October or December, you just write 10 or 12 directly. But if you were born in a month that doesn't have a double-digit number, like January, 2, 3, 4, up to 9, whether it's the day or the month, then you write a 0 before the number, all right? And here we write our country. Just a second. We write our country. And then you confirm to them that you completely agree with these things and you certify them. So that's it. And after that, there's something very important here, and you'll need it on all websites. You'll need it on all websites when you're filling out the tax form we did at the beginning, which is almost the tax form. You'll need this part from it. He provides it to you here for free or as a kind of clarification from him without you having to do anything. What is it? Remember these two numbers or keep them with you or take a screenshot of them. You'll need them later when you're filling out for us. The tax form on your website, on all websites, because these tell you, for example, where are you from or what's your background. So yes, 13. And in parentheses, number 1 and 50%. What are these? There are like tax agreements between America and most countries in the world. So the agreement, for example, if you're like me here, I'm Egyptian. So for example, this agreement contains several clauses. So this is clause number 13, paragraph number 1. So that's it. After that, you'll need this in the tax form you need. Here it is. You write it here like this. You write here the number that we mentioned, which is specific to paragraph 13. Here you'll find 13.1. We'll need this form later. 1. And here you write the percentage that will be deducted from you or taken from you, which is 15%. It's written here. So this is the tax form. The tax form. You'll find this on all the websites you'll be dealing with. That's it, just like that. So you need to save this information or know which paragraph your country falls under, the article number, and the percentage that the website will deduct from you. After that, you'll find this form on other websites asking for it, so you fill in your information here and you register. And once you understand the idea, you just write it here. And the percentage that will be deducted is 15%, so you write that down. After that, we click on Review and Design. Here, you can perform a quick and thorough review of your entire tax form. It's already been completely filled out for you, based on all the essential information we meticulously entered earlier in the process. And the address and phone number you registered earlier when you created the site, here you write your name, and it should be the same name you used to log into the site. This is what you did before when you were creating the page. So you write it, and after that, that's it. We're done. Once we write the name, we're finished. The tax form. And when it comes to website registration, there are other forms, other ways, but the tax form is exactly the same format. But where is it located on the site? Which icon do you click and how do you upload it? We'll find that out together. But generally, it's this form, and you'll use the same information in all situations. After we click, it clearly shows us that the official tax form has been successfully approved. And if there's a problem, it tells us what the issue is and shows you the reasons. Rejection. And this is an email if you'd like to contact your support service. Thank you very much.